What's up, Packers Nation? Victor here. And today, we're diving into two storylines that could seriously reshape the future of the Green Bay Packers. One involves a $70 million investment that could lock down the most important position on the offensive line for the next decade. The other? It might mean saying goodbye to the most exciting backup quarterback we've had in years, and watching him potentially take over for a future Hall of Famer in Pittsburgh. Yeah, this offseason just got real. Let's start in the trenches. There's growing buzz that Green Bay could move on from Elgton Jenkins, a move that would free up nearly $19. $5 million in cap space with only a $8 million dead cap hit. From a financial standpoint, it makes sense. But you don't just clear that kind of money without a plan. And the plan being floated is bold. We're talking about a 25-year-old, three-time Pro Bowl center, a former first-round pick who has already established himself as one of the best interior linemen in football. Spotrac projects his next contract at around 4 years, $70, $8 million, roughly $7 million per season. That's elite money for a center. But think about this. You just committed long-term to Jordan Love. You've invested heavily in skill players. You've shown you're willing to trade premium draft picks for elite defensive talent like Micah Parsons. So why would you compromise the middle of your offensive line? An elite center doesn't just snap the ball, he sets protections, anchors the pocket, elevates the run game, keeps communication clean against complex blitz packages. He's not flashy, but he's foundational. And if you're serious about winning in January, that's the kind of move that quietly changes everything. Now let's talk about something that might sting a little. There's serious league chatter that our dynamic backup quarterback, the one who stepped in when Jordan Love went down and delivered one of the most efficient performances in franchise history, could be headed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, that Pittsburgh. And yes, this is connected to the uncertainty surrounding Aaron Rodgers. When our backup got the call against the Baltimore Ravens, he completed 6% of his passes, rushed for 60 yards, and scored twice on the ground. That wasn't just manage-the-game football. That was explosive, confident, electric. He instantly became a fan favorite. But here's the cold reality. Green Bay can't afford to pay him starter money with Jordan Love already locked into a franchise deal. According to ESPN's Mina Kimes, Pittsburgh is one of the most logical landing spots if Rodgers doesn't return. The Steelers won the AFC North in 2025, but barely. They were inconsistent and needed help late in the season just to secure their spot. They might believe they're a quarterback away, and our guy fits that timeline. So now we're facing two major crossroads. Do you invest $70 million in a long-term anchor to protect Jordan Love's prime? And are you prepared to watch a homegrown fan favorite potentially thrive in black and gold? This is what real roster building looks like. It's bold decisions, hard goodbyes, strategic investments. If you're a real Packers fan and you want this team to maximize its championship window, smash that like button, subscribe to Packers Nation Report, and help us hit 2,000 subscribers. Only true green and gold faithful ride through cap space drama and quarterback uncertainty. Drop your thoughts below. Pay the elite center? Keep Jenkins instead? Try to keep the rising quarterback? Or trust the front office's long-term vision? Because this offseason isn't just about tweaking the roster. It's about defining the next era of Packers football. Packers Nation, what if I told you the Packers' biggest problem this offseason might cost $70 million to fix? And it might be 100% worth it? Yeah, we're talking about a potential franchise-altering move in free agency. All right, let's talk about the offensive line. No first-round pick, so what's the plan? The Green Bay Packers do not have a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. That changes everything. When you don't have premium draft capital, free agency becomes more important and potentially more aggressive. We've already seen this front office shift its philosophy. Signed Josh Jacobs in 2024, signed Xavier McKinney in 2024, traded for Micah Parsons in 2025. This isn't the ultra-conservative Packers front office of 10 years ago. They've been opportunistic, calculated, and bold. The Elgton Jenkins situation. Now here's the uncomfortable part. Elgton Jenkins has been mentioned as a possible cap casualty or trade candidate. If Green Bay moves on from him, they save over $19.5 million, they take just $4.8 million in dead cap. Financially, it makes sense. But football-wise, you better have a replacement ready. And that's where this gets very interesting. The $70 million solution, Tyler Linderbaum enter. Tyler Linderbaum, former first-round pick, three-time Pro Bowler, only 25 years old. Won't turn 26 until April. Spot Rack projects his next contract at 4 years, $70. $8 million, about $7 million per year. That is premium money for a center. But here's the thing. He might be the best offensive lineman available in free agency. Period. Why this makes so much sense? Let's zoom out. The Packers made a massive financial commitment to Jordan Love. When you pay your quarterback, you protect your quarterback. That's the formula. Linderbaum isn't just good. He's elite in pass protection and one of the most athletic interior linemen in football. He fits a zone scheme beautifully. He's technically sound. He's consistent. And most importantly, he's young enough to anchor the middle of this offensive line for the next 8 to 10 years. This isn't a short-term rental. This is a foundational piece, long-term vision. Some free agent deals are about plugging holes. This one would be about stability. If Jenkins leaves and Linderbaum steps in, you're not downgrading. You're recentering the identity of the offensive line around a true anchor. You'd have a franchise quarterback entering his prime, a dominant center in the middle, financial flexibility created from the Jenkins move. That's smart roster construction. The risk, yes, $70 million is a lot. But elite interior offensive linemen rarely hit free agency at age 25. That's the key detail. You're not paying for decline years, you're paying for prime years. And that changes the math. If Jenkins is gone, this should be the move. No hesitation, because protecting Jordan Love is not optional, it's mandatory. We've seen what happens when the offensive line struggles. Drives stall, turnovers increase, the offense loses rhythm. But when the middle is strong, everything flows. If the Packers are serious about contending in this window, investing heavily in the offensive line is not flashy. It's smart. The Packers may not have a first-round pick, but they might have something better. Cap flexibility and a chance to land a 25-year-old Pro Bowl anchor. So now I want to hear from you, Packers Nation. Would you pay $70 million for Tyler Linderbaum? Or would you rather roll with the current offensive line group? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see this debate. Packers Nation, Victor here, and today's topic, I'm not going to lie, it hurts a little, because we might be talking about losing one of our own. But before we get into this, smash that like button, subscribe to Packers Nation Report, and help us hit that massive goal of 2,000 subscribers. If you love real passionate Packers analysis, this is home. All right, let's talk about Malik Willis and why the Pittsburgh Steelers might be circling. Malik Willis linked to Pittsburgh. According to ESPN analyst Mina Kimes, the Pittsburgh Steelers could be the perfect landing spot for Malik Willis this offseason. And this isn't random speculation. There's real logic behind it. The Steelers' quarterback situation is unstable. The Aaron Rodgers uncertainty. Let's start there. Aaron Rodgers, now 42 years old, spent 2025 in Pittsburgh. Statistically, he wasn't bad. 7% completion rate, 3,322 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's efficient football. The Steelers even won the AFC North. Although, let's be honest, the division kind of collapsed around them. But despite those numbers, reports suggest there's only a minuscule chance Rodgers returns in 2026. And it's more of a personal decision than a team one. If Rodgers walks, Pittsburgh has a massive question at quarterback. Why Malik Willis makes sense. Now here's where it gets real. Willis became a fan favorite here in Green Bay. Every time Jordan Love missed time, Willis stepped in. And he didn't just survive. He impressed, most notably against the Baltimore Ravens, where he completed 6% of his passes, rushed for 60 yards, and scored 2 touchdowns. That's not game manager stuff. That's playmaker stuff. He showed improved decision-making, high-level athleticism, confidence under pressure, and teams noticed. The problem for Green Bay. Here's the reality. The Green Bay Packers simply cannot afford to pay Malik Willis starting quarterback money. Not after committing long-term to Jordan Love. You can't have 2 starting caliber quarterbacks on big contracts in today's cap structure. That means Willis is about to hit the open market, and he's going to get paid. Why Pittsburgh is a perfect timeline. Mina Kimes mentioned Miami as another possibility, especially with Jeff Hafley connections. But Pittsburgh makes more sense from a timeline perspective. The Steelers won their division in 2025, have defensive talent, have playmakers, just need stability at QB. Are they a quarterback away from true Super Bowl contention? That's debatable. But they're close enough to justify investing in a 26-year-old quarterback entering his prime. Willis would give them mobility, energy, upside, and a fresh era post-Rodgers. How I feel about it as a Packers fan? I'm proud. because it means we developed a quarterback valuable enough to be a hot commodity. But I'm also realistic. If Love goes down next year and Willis is gone, that safety net disappears. That matters. However, you can't hold back a player's career because of fear. Willis deserves a shot to start somewhere. And if it's Pittsburgh, he'll have a real opportunity. This could be one of the most underrated storylines of the offseason. Malik Willis might be the bridge, or even the future, for the Steelers. And while it stings to potentially lose him, it also shows that Green Bay's quarterback pipeline remains strong. Now I want to hear from you, Packers Nation. Would you try to keep Malik Willis at all costs? Or is it time to let him chase a starting job elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And don't forget, like the video, subscribe to Packers Nation Report, and let's hit that 2,000 subscriber milestone together. This is Victor, Go Pack Go.